Let's travel back 10 years to when Lanard shook the toy world with these massive beasts. You're looking at the 18-inch Kong and the 16-inch Mega George. First up, the Beast from Chicago. Holding this original 2017 Mega George box feels incredible. It's nearly half my height. Lanard used this open packaging style, so you can actually feel the texture before you even buy it. Man, look at all these twist ties. That's the classic Lanard experience right there. Once he's out, wow, he's heavy. This isn't that cheap hollow plastic you find today. This is solid. And that new toy smell from 2017, it's still there. Now, look at the sculpt. The detailed facial sculpt is no joke. The snarling expression, the albino fur texture, it's all sculpted with incredible depth. His muscles look like they're about to burst. He comes with this tiny Davis Okoye figure, and standing next to George, he looks like an ant. But here's the reality check: the articulation. George is, well, he's a statue. You get basic shoulder and hip rotation, but the elbows and knees completely locked. He's built for one thing: standing on your shelf and looking terrifying. First up, the Beast from Chicago. Holding this original 2017 Mega George box feels incredible. It's nearly half my height. Lanard used this open packaging style, so you can actually feel the texture before you even buy it. Man, look at all these twist ties. That's the classic Lanard experience right there. Once he's out, wow, he's heavy. This isn't that cheap hollow plastic you find. Let's get personal with the details. Look at the eyes. There's a certain sadness mixed with the rage in this detailed facial sculpt. It captures that moment in the film where George is a victim of science gone wrong. The albino fur isn't just painted, it's etched into the mold. Every time my thumb brushes over these back muscles, I appreciate the craftsmanship that went into a budget toy. They didn't have to go this hard on the sculpt, but they did. I've got Davis Okoye here too. Looking at this tiny figure of The Rock standing in George's shadow, it reminds me why we love these movies. It's about the scale, the impossible friendship between a man and a monster. Even if George is just a piece of plastic on my desk, he represents that grand scale of imagination. But let's be real for a second. The elephant in the room. The articulation, or should I say, the lack of it. George is, well, he's a statue. You get basic shoulder and hip rotation, but the elbows and knees completely locked. He's built for one thing: standing on your shelf and looking terrifying. Before we truly pull this titan out, let's take a moment to look at the back of the box. These illustrations from 2017, they aren't flashy CGI. They're just raw, honest toy photography. It reminds me of a time when the box art alone was enough to trigger a massive war in our imaginations. This cardboard has become a bit brittle over 10 years. That cracking sound when I press my thumb against it, that is the sound of time itself. Do you hear that screech? The inner plastic tray is stuck tight. It's almost as if George doesn't want to wake up from his decade-long slumber. As I pull, the whole box vibrates. This feels so different from modern toys that are designed to just slip out effortlessly. Here, you have to use muscle. You have to feel the sheer scale of the monster from this very first second. Now make way for the king. If George represents the chaos of modern science, this 18-inch Kong represents the raw, ancient power of nature. Taking Kong out of this yellow jungle box is a different experience entirely. This is the posable Kong from the 2017 Skull Island line, and standing at 45 centimeters tall, he is a literal tower of plastic. Look at the box art, the sunset, the helicopters, the sense of dread. Lanard captured that Vietnam War-era monster movie aesthetic perfectly. This isn't just a toy, it's a monument to the biggest version of Kong we had seen on screen at that time. He doesn't just sit on your shelf, he rules it. Let's talk about the skin of this beast. Unlike George's clinical white finish, Kong is dark. weathered, and carries the history of the island on his shoulders. The highlight for me? Those deep, jagged battle scars across his chest. They aren't just molded lines, they represent decades of holding back the skull crawlers. Here is where the magic happens. I'm placing this tiny soldier, about 1 inch tall, right at Kong's feet. This is why we collect the 18-inch scale. In your eyes and through the camera lens, the world changes. Suddenly, your desk becomes a battlefield. For toy photography or dioramas, this Kong is the gold standard. When you move those long, heavy arms, you feel the leverage. He has a massive wingspan. Even though his legs are mostly stationary, the sheer reach of his arms allows you to create these looming poses. He looks like he's about to swat a Huey helicopter out of the sky. He has a heaviness to his silhouette that smaller, more expensive figures often lack. Reflecting on this after 10 years, it's amazing how well he fits into a modern collection. We've had many Kong since, from the 2021 Godzilla vs. Kong to the new Empire, but this Lanard 18-inch version still feels like the definitive giant for a budget price. He's not about double joints or fancy accessories.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The clash of the titans. Side by side, the contrast is staggering. On my left, we have the 16-inch Mega George, the modern gladiator. He's thick, muscular, and aggressive, designed with the clinical aesthetics of a bioweapon. On my right, the 18-inch Kong, the Viker of the Wild. He towers over George by 2 full inches, but he's leaner, more agile looking, with a reach that could span a small room. While George feels like a dense block of power, Kong feels like a looming ancient force. It's a battle between pure bulk and pure scale. Look at them under these lights. It's like watching a scene from a movie we never got to see. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the playability. If you're looking for high articulation figures to pull off martial arts poses, you've come to the wrong place. Both of these are immobile powerhouses. The joints on both Kong and George are relics of a 10-year-old philosophy: durability over dynamics. No elbows, no knees, no ankle pivots. They are basically tanks made of plastic. But there's a strange beauty in that. They don't need to move much to tell you exactly who they are. They were built to survive the hands of a chaotic child, and because of that, they've survived a decade on a collector's shelf. They represent a time when toys were meant to be played with hard, not just posed behind glass. So, after 10 years, which one takes the crown? It honestly depends on what kind of monster you are. If you want a figure that dominates your room with its sheer height and prehistoric aura, Kong is your undisputed king. He's a monument to the island. But if you prefer incredible muscle detail, a unique albino sculpt, and that heavy, solid feel of a modern creature, George is unbeatable. Personally, I think they're a package deal. They represent the peak of Lanard's monster era, a time when you could get a god-sized toy without breaking the bank. A decade later, they aren't just plastic, they're legends. Which team are you on? Team George or Team Kong? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next review. Peace.